All right, Mopar people, welcome back to the channel. I'm JustMoparJoe. So it's been about a year since I finished up the blue Meanie truck. It was old, I think 85 model D100 that I painted. Sent it on its way, and that exact same day, this blue Roadrunner showed up. This is going to be its farewell video. I'm finally to the point of it getting to leave here. And I figured I would go ahead and show you all the very end of the journey. I've kind of been taking you along. I got a pretty good video on working on that slapstick shifter, some distributor stuff, an FBO box install. What else? Rear main replaced. I broke in the camshaft for the first time. Show you how to put a valley pan on and stuff. So if you're into big blocks or early 70s B-bodies, this is the one to see here. But anyway, let me show you what I got going on. I also did a quick video on lowering this car with those long shackles there. It was just on the bottom set of holes. I went ahead and moved it to the upper set so it would lower the car. I showed you how much that was. I don't even remember how much it was, but I found this set here off of a satellite or something. The owner's cool with, let's go ahead and drop it down. It's still pretty high in the back. So I've got that to do. Moving forward, you can see this madness going on in here. I got a new turn signal switch. This one won't stay up. He does not like that. So we got a new one of those going in. I'm gonna keep this one because they are the aftermarket ones. Some of the word on the street is that they aren't too good after a little while. So I want to keep this one just in case it has to go back in. I got a HVAC controller coming. It looks like this. Ryan Barr's Nest hooked me up with a guy up in Minnesota that specializes in these B-body cars. So Ryan has all kind of parts also, but he checked his stash, gave me a guy's number, and so y'all should check him out at some point soon if you haven't. But I got to get the dash back in, the radio. I had to put a new antenna on. It's over there. That was a recent thing. I got the windshield washer bottle put in. That stuff, the lines ran, it's hooked up. New windshield's in. Trying to think what else. It's down to the small stuff, like I said, that's I did a video on adjusting these windows so that they don't roll up way out of the top of the car. I've got some new plastics to go into those glasses, so I may go ahead and pop the panels off real quick again and put those in. It's just almost perfect now, but it's not exactly where I want it in that rubber, so I'm gonna redo it. But yeah, hopefully I can at least show you the shackles getting put on. I don't want to have to film me cursing while I stick that dash in on the other side, and that turn signal switch. It's pretty simple, just running the wires, being careful with that stuff. But hopefully at the end of this video you will see this car driving away from here and everybody will be happy. So it's a nice sunny day right now. Let's get these shackles on. So before I start, just like last time and every time, I'm going to go ahead and make a mark here. This is 30 3/4 inches to the bottom of that yellow line, and I normally forget it, so I'm just going to write it right here. 30 3/4. And here's those shackles again, and through the power of TV magic, let's see what happens here. There they go. I always shoot my stuff, anything underneath the car, in semi-gloss. I feel like high gloss is just a little bit cheap. This might look more factory. I think some of the factory stuff was even some kind of silver or something. Check out Graveyard Cards if you want factory. Seems like the more I'm around this car, the more I remember all the items I've done to it. I put the new gas lines on. Had to redo the exhaust after putting the new Doug's headers on. I got a good video of that if you haven't seen it. What else? Oh, the very first video. Let me roll you in here. they had the U-joint put in, and somebody had cross-threaded a couple of these bolts so that the cap was not even seated all the way into the yoke. So luckily it never drove down the highway like that, but it I found it and saved it. It just seems like everything I've looked at on the car I've had to redo. So there's just more and more and more. I'm sure I'll find something else, but the reason I'm sitting here, there's that super long shackle, and you can see where it goes up in there. I've got a pair of floor jacks underneath the frame rails there, subframe, whatever. And I was gonna stick this block in here just to be safe. Like I know this spring has pressure on it, got tension on it. So when I pull this bolt out, it may want to shoot up, and if it does, it'll just clamp that block in there till I ease my other floor jack down. So, just showing you that. Let me knock his shackle off. There it is. Here's what we got going. I got all of the weight off this jack here. The rear shocks have been spray painted, the bottom side black, but the top's just blue. These are probably just some old cheap stock style Monroes. They might end up being a little too short for this. He's got the thick spring pack in here. I think usually these might be the Roadrunner springs or something, but I got a satellite out back that's got a couple springs less than this, I would think. It's got good urethane bushings in it, so those are nice. But even with all the weight off, I don't know if I can barely grab that spring and pull it. So I'll just have to kind of roll under and check after the weight of the car's back down. We don't want the shocks bottomed out whenever it's sitting on the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and take these shackles off here and get our new ones kind of in place. It might actually be easier to just go ahead and put a little weight back on, tension back on that, and pop the bottom shocks off, both sides. Got the old shackles off. Big long boys there. They're good for a race car, something you want to get some slicks up under. New one's over there. And I went ahead and let off the jack a little bit. You can put basically any spacing you want now between the eye and the top of the car. I might slip a little bit of Vaseline or grease in those so it'll slip in easier, but I'm gonna get them slipped in, bolted up, and let's let her down. She's still tall. Get settled on down there. Just right. 3/4 of an inch is all. That's crazy. Okay. And back with more Roadrunner fun here. I'm running out of stuff under the hood that needs to be completed. These are the lights that go in the hood. Right there and there. Turn signal indicators. I went ahead and checked this one just to be sure it worked. Plug a wire in. Lights up real nice. So, as far as I know, they're only, I know they work when the turn signals are on. Here's my inside situation now. I've got the new switch put in here. Waiting on parts so I can complete that dash stuff. But, got that on. That's the oil light down there is on. So I get her clicked. And I just use a test light out here. Follow the harness back. Because obviously, you know, we're blinking in the front. We know the harness comes to the front. And I just traced it backwards. It goes into the bulkhead. And I ran up on these random 2 wires right here. It looks like one was, has some kind of weird Harbor Freight butt connector into a little wire into a butt connector. So maybe they used it before, but let's see. Get you back some. That's not it. And so our butt connectors are doing anything. There we go. Nice. So that's the right hand side. This is the left hand side. The other one I actually had to glue back together the lens here, and I've got it kind of setting up here. It's almost dry, but the actual plastic itself shattered into 3 pieces. So I got some 3M plastic and emblem adhesive. It's clear. Glued that sucker back together. I mean, that's, I don't know, another 40 bucks or something. If I can find one. Somebody out there might have one, but it's going back together. I'm almost done with this car. I'm hoping to get it out of here by Thanksgiving. Working on the window. Let's go. So got our window rolled all the way up. I've messed with this before and made a quick video about it. But I didn't have the right limiter piece, and I tried making one, which actually probably took more time than it needed to. But when this window's all the way up and closes, that dude is way, way high. So the correct limiter, where should go? Right there. So this, got that from Classic Industries. But basically it will go in, it'll pop in the glass. Get you back, it'll pop in the glass, and when it rolls up, that will bump the adjuster there. So I'm pretty sure I can pop off just the top half of this door panel, get that popped in, roll the glass up, adjust it, all that jazz. Maybe y'all can watch me do that. There it is. This panel has these goofy clips, and this top part's basically just a big piece of cardboard that will destroy itself if you're not careful. And I priced just that top half the other day. I think they're like 300 bucks or something crazy. This one's pretty good. It's got a little spot right there. I might can glue down for him, but let's see if I can't get that. There it is. Pop. Yeah, see, it's even missing one there. I can put that one back in when I go for it. Go back together. There it is. Okay. Ta-da! There we go. So just having that off, there's a nice access hole here. There's the adjuster. And that'd be a 7/16, I believe. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it alone until I look. Right. Yeah. See, I'd actually used a piece of, where's that? Piece of tubing before, and a bolt and a nut. I can pop that stuff off. It was the best I could do with what I had. But I got the right stuff now. There it goes. It wasn't a bad design, but it wasn't factory. There we are. I could not find a factory screw that goes in here, but I do have a nice lag bolt, and all it's going to do is expand that end so that bolt has plenty of grip in the threads, and you won't ever see it because it's inside a window. There we go. As long as it's not so long it's sticking out the other end, and it's not. Now we roll up, watch our bumper bump. Right. I see. That could be an issue. Let me pop that off. There it is. So, looks like my rubber has given up on this. Such as that. That's like the felt, it's kind of felt bump stop. I'm gonna get it repaired and go back to it. There we are. Okay. That's definitely lower than it was. I'll shut the door and look. I would rather sneak up on it versus... Man. That looks pretty perfect. Just slightly low in the front. I'm very close. I'm gonna go ahead and get this knocked out and we'll move on to something else. I figured I'd give y'all a look at how I've been the last 2 hours. Trying to fix all this bird nest of wiring. You pretty much have to lay down underneath the dash. Everything's plugged in. I should be able to put the steering wheel on it now. Tie the rest of this crap up and be a lot closer. I'm about tired of this Roadrunner. If you'll remember, I did a power steering box install on it. Took about 12 or 15 weeks to get the power steering box rebuilt. Couldn't find one anywhere. Let's have a gander. That's power steering fluid. I've checked and looked. There's not any hoses leaking. It's coming from around that big castle nut. There's probably an O-ring under that. I have no idea if they changed it or not, but it's puddling under the car as I talk about it. So I'm gonna have to say the Roadrunner is winning. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. It's not leaving today. I'll catch you next time.